Welcome to my channel, Duckpotatoe's World. My name is Katie, and you have found the Fiction and Fiber Arts playlist where I post all of the videos relating to the Read and Crochet Along that I am collaborating on with best-selling author Kathleen Fuller. So hopefully you are looking for part 2 to the Read and Crochet Along, and if you are, you have sort of come to the right place. So part 2 is actually only going to be available on Kathleen Fuller's YouTube channel. So you'll need to run over to her channel, subscribe, and check out the video and like it and comment on it. That's where you're going to find the next set of information for that project. But since you are here, I do have a couple of things I'm going to share with you about the Read and Crochet Along. So we have had so much fun doing this so far, and I have already done all of my part 1 reading and all of my part 1 crocheting. So if you want to see that, like I said, go check out Kathleen Fuller's YouTube channel. And I have started the reading for part 2. So I'll share with you the first book that I am working on, which is An Amish Harvest. This is a set of 4 novellas by Beth Wiseman, Amy Clipston, Kathleen Fuller, and Vanetta Chapman. And I have read the first 3 so far, so I'm on the last one of the 4. So that's where I'm at in my reading, and I haven't started any of the granny squares yet, but the tutorials and all that information has just come out, so you can go check, like I said, check all that out on Kathleen Fuller's YouTube channel, and you'll get all the information on that. But I'm excited to get started with my hooks and crochet those granny squares. One thing I didn't talk about in the video with Kathleen that I wanted to share with you guys was some ideas on what you can do with these granny squares. So if you do all of the crocheting in the crochet along that we are providing, that you will wind up with probably around 60 granny squares, and my granny squares are coming about maybe 5 inches by 5 inches. So that's a lot of granny squares. And I know some of you have got to be wondering, like, what on earth are they wanting us to do with all these granny squares? Well, that's kind of some of the fun, is that you get to decide. Like, we're not dictating to you how to use your granny squares, but I do have a couple of ideas if you would like to hear them. So my first idea, I got inspired by Instagram. So this person took granny squares and they used them to cover their refrigerator. So I'm going to put a picture of that right here for you, and I will try to find the source of this photo so I can include that as well, because it's not my photo. I just happened to trip across it on Instagram, but I thought that was a great way to utilize your granny squares. You could decorate your appliances, and hey, then they're easy to wash, right? You just peel off your granny squares, toss them in the washing machine, and pop them back up. So that was one idea we had. The second idea that I've had was an idea that one of my viewers and friends on Ravelry gave to me when I was at the Arkansas Yarn Crawl back in July. I bumped into Kay Metters from Natural State Knits, and she was working on this design from a designer named Tanis Lavalle. I'm not good with names, but this is the coolest idea of things to do with granny squares. So this is a combination crochet and knit cardigan. So you crochet the granny squares and then you knit them together and knit the sleeves and the button band, and you make a cardigan. And Tanis Fiber Arts has a ton of these knit and crochet collaborative type patterns, and you could absolutely adapt some of the granny squares that we're designing in the Read and Crochet Along to use with this pattern. So that is one really cool option and way to use your granny squares. Other simple options, you could always just seam them together and make a throw or a blanket, or pot holders. I think Kathleen actually talks about using them to make pot holders. The only thing to keep in mind if you make a pot holder out of your granny squares is make sure you use cotton for the fiber. If you are using acrylic like I am, do not make a pot holder out of that. It's not going to go well for you. So anyway, hope you just enjoyed this quick little bonus-ode. I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, there is a part 2 to the Read and Crochet Along. Go check it out over on Kathleen Fuller's YouTube channel. And then in December, is that right? No, in October. In October, we'll have part 3, and part 3 will be right here on Duckpotatoe's World for you guys to check out. So I'm so glad you guys are hanging out with us. This is my favorite kind of knit along or make along, where you're choosing your own adventure. You read what you want, you crochet what you want, you make what you want out of it when you're done. You're just here to hang out and have fun, maybe read a few books, maybe learn a new crochet stitch, however you want to use it. But I look forward to seeing you guys again, and happy knitting. Oh, happy crocheting.